Hey guys, and welcome back to Jackie's Garden Spot. If you are new here, I see that I have some new subscribers. Welcome y'all, welcome in. However you've landed onto my page, I am glad that you've decided to join our big happy family here. So on today, guys, we will talk about the seeds. It's all about the seeds here. We will talk about what we're planning to plan out into the garden spot for 2025. We will talk about the stores that we purchased the seeds from, and we will also talk about some helpful websites in order to help us stay on the schedule for planning out our seeds for 2025. So come along, guys, let's get started. So guys, whenever I began to plan out the garden for the spring, I always go to what's called the Farmer's Almanac. It's online, and I look for my last frost date. According to the Farmer's Almanac for 2025, our last frost date in Zone 8B would be March the 27th. So then I will begin with drawing out my plan. If you can see that real clearly, I begin to draw out my plan of what I want to go where. That's so that if my plan happens to fail or whatever, then I do have some concept of where I want to plant whatever particular seed there is, such as onions or collard greens or whatever it is. I do have a plan in mind of where I want to plant that particular seed. And then I began to look for the seeds in my arsenal, and I do have quite a bit of an arsenal, guys. Let me show you what I have. Hold on. So if you can see that I have a number of seeds here, and then I go through to decide what seeds I want to plant out. Okay, so from looking at the number of seeds I have, and then thinking about what I want to plan out, and then thinking about my last actual frost date that the Farmer's Almanac has given me, then I look at my seed packet, such as this is broccoli, and this is one that I will be planting this month for January. And then you will look at the back of the seed packet. On the back of this particular seed packet, it says to sow very early indoors and then to direct seed outdoors 2 to 4 weeks ahead of the last frost date. So that means that you would need to take your calendar and then count back on your calendar to decide when this particular seed would need to go out as a direct sow, or if you're planning to plant indoors first, then this is the month that you would plant it indoors in order to get ready to harden it off to put it outdoors into your garden for the spring of 2025, guys. So let's go through, and then if you cannot follow that schedule, then a good website is, I think it was the Alabama Cooperative Extension System. And they have a gardener's calendar if you live in my zone, which is 8B, Alabama. They have a calendar, and it tells you every month what is ready to be planted out, what you could direct sow, what could be started inside. So it's a no-brainer if you just don't want to be bothered with the calendar and counting back and all of that. So in January, this is my January pack that I will be planting out, and I'll go through that. I've already told you about the broccoli, and this particular broccoli is from Baker Creek, the Heirloom Seed Edition. So I will be planting that out. I will also be starting my peppers near the end of this month, and I will be doing poblano peppers. I would do banana peppers, cayenne peppers, I will be doing some bell peppers, guys. This one is called a canary bell. It's a yellow pepper. The orange bell. And then I will do the King of the North. The Anaheim. And I think that's all of my peppers that I planned. No, I missed the very one that I look for every year, and that's the shishito, guys. The shishito pepper. That's one of my the family's favorite, not just mine. I was about to tell you that's one of my favorites, but it's the family's. Okay, and then we will do the green onion here. We will also be doing some Georgia collards, green Georgia collards, and also the crisp head lettuce. Okay, so that's all for January that we will plant out, or that I've already planted out some of them, but I will continue to plant those out for this month. And then in the month of February, and I've already labeled my containers, guys, we will do some more spinach, because we eat a lot of spinach in salads. We will do some romaine lettuce. We will also do gourmet mix. And then this is the month that we will be getting into our tomatoes as well. So this is a rainbow cherry tomato mix. This one is a small red cherry heirloom tomato that I'll be planting out. This one is a Better Boy. A Dr. Witch's yellow. The Ace 55. Red cherry. And then this one was a gift. It's called the Spoon Tomato from Baker Creek. And a Perrin tomato. And then I have a little heirloom mix gift here. And guys, I will be planting these different tomatoes out. You're probably saying, that's a lot of tomatoes. Not really, because there's a difference. There are two types of tomatoes. There's what's called a determinate tomato and an indeterminate tomato. The determinate tomato means that that tomato grows up to a certain height, it stops, and then it fruits, and then that's the life of that tomato. It may not fruit anymore. You may not get not one more tomato from that one. So my goal is, I decided that in 2025 for this particular garden, I want to grow an intentional garden, a garden that's intentional, if you will. And what I mean by that is that I want to grow this year a garden that will feed us throughout up to the fall, if you know that makes sense to you. So a determinate tomato is a tomato that, again, it grows to a certain point, it fruits, and then it stops. The indeterminate tomato means that it will grow and it'll keep growing and it'll keep giving you fruit. Okay, and so I have some determinate, some indeterminate, and then what's called, I think it was, when I researched it, let me look again, a semi-determinate, and that's this one. And that means that that tomato will grow to a certain point, but then it may still give you some tomatoes. It'll still keep giving you some tomatoes here and there. So again, I want to keep growing food for my family and I up to the fall of the year. So I want us not to be having to go to, because that was a problem for me last year, having to make salads and then run to the store and get some onion and get some cucumbers and get some tomatoes. So I want to succession sow this year so that we're able to eat up until the fall of the year. So that's for February, and that's what I will be planting. And then the March container, I plan to do some more white bunching onion. I plan to then plant out the Cherokee purple tomato at that point. And I plan to do some more sugar snap peas, guys, this year. So again, by succession sowing, we get to eat all summer long, all spring long, up through the fall time. And then in April, there's a lot going on because this is the time that we start our peas and beans, right? So this year, I plan to do some Texas cream peas, cranberry bush beans, purple whole peas. I'm iffy about, because a friend told me about these particular beans, the rattlesnake beans. I've heard that they grow massively. So I don't know if I'm going to do this one or not. It'll be probably a bit of an experiment for me, guys. So, and then I'm going to do some Gomphrena, the flower. Of course, the hummingbird mix. We had a lot of hummingbirds to visit us last year, and I'm hoping that they'll come back this year. So I'm going to do a mix for them to keep them invited onto the garden spot here, guys. I'm going to do some petite marigolds that will be intertwined into our vegetable garden to keep the pests away and to give the vegetable garden a pop of color as well. I'm going to do some dwarf sunflowers. This one is called the teddy bear. And I also have one that's called the big smile. These are the dwarf ones. I'm not going to do the massive ones. Last year I did the massive big ones, the cherries and all of those, but I'm going to do the dwarf ones this year. I'm also planning to plant in some Black Beauty zucchini, some sweet corn. And by the time I found out about the internet craze about the particular spaghetti squash, it was the year had passed or the season had passed for me to even plant out this squash. So this year I plan to plant out the spaghetti squash and try some of the recipes that I saw online. I'm going to do some yellow cricket neck squash. And of course, we will be doing the okra. This one is the branching okra. So it's like a tree okra. It grows a massive 5 feet tall and it just gives off the okra. So I'm looking forward to that. And of course, I will be doing the cowhorn okra, which is a popular one as well. So that's for the month of April. And it sounds massive and extensive, guys, and I think it is. It's a very big undertaking, and it'll be great just to see all of this come to fruition, right? And then my melons, I can't forget. Now, when we talk about the melons, we're gonna do cantaloupes, of course. We're gonna do honeydew melon. Okay, so in talking about those two, those were the seed companies that I used previously. This year, I plan to use my own seeds, and that's the cantaloupes from my 2023 harvest, guys, that I plan to put out this year just to see. Normally, from the research, it states, and that's my honeydew as well, but from the research, it states that after the seeds have acclimated into your climate, into your soil, then the germination rate goes up and they should do better at giving you more fruit. So I'm going to see this year how that's going to react. The seeds that grew here in my garden and then to plant them back in. It's more of an experiment for me, but if we get food, great. And then we have the moon and star watermelon that did exceptionally well in the garden last year. So these are the seeds from the garden from last year. And I plan to do these seeds again this year as well. And I'm going to put these same seeds back in the garden because, again, they were grown here and they are acclimated already to my particular soil here. I'm also going to do the yellow meat watermelon. Okay. And of course, we always do the sugar baby watermelon. So I'm going to do that one again as well. And this one will be a new one into the garden. It's called the lemon drop. I'm going to try that one. So guys, that's a lot of melons that we'll be doing. And of course, I'm always going to do my basil. This one is the holy basil. I will also be doing the zinnia flower into the garden spot as well this year. So that's a lot to do. And of course, I have more seeds than a little, guys. And there are seeds that I would like to share with you if you would like some, because I have more than enough seeds. So let me go through the seeds that I am willing to share with you, and I'll tell you the criteria for getting these seeds if you would like these seeds. Okay? So the seeds that I would like to share, and it's basically because I have a lot of seeds, and some of the things that I have, my family and I may have tried those seeds and we didn't like the fruit, or maybe I just decided that I didn't want to grow that anymore. And instead of throwing away those seeds, I'd rather share those seeds with you. Okay, so one of those seeds would be the yellow meat watermelon. These are seeds from my garden, and I had a lot of them. So if you're interested in those seeds, then please let me know. And I'm going to tell you at the end, after I go through all of those seeds, how you would get in contact with me and how we would get into contact with each other. And I will gladly ship you the seeds. Okay, so that's the yellow meat watermelon. Of course, I've already gone through the cantaloupe and the honeydew melon if you're interested in those, as well as the moon and star if you're interested in those. I also have pumpkin. I just decided that I did not want to grow that, but that's pumpkin that if you're interested in growing pumpkin, then I will send you these seeds. I also have Kajari melon, and this one came from my garden as well. If you are interested in Kajari, then feel free to contact me and we will get in touch with each other and get these seeds to you. The ground cherries, I did try my hand at growing. They did successfully grow. However, my family was not a fan of the taste of them. They just thought that they were just too sweet. So I'm not going to try those again for them. The rainbow pack of okra. I also have some fennel seeds if anybody would like them. Fennel. Karabi. This is another one that my family was not keen about it, and so I'm going to just give those away. And I have lots and lots of marigold seeds that I'm willing to share. I ended up with the enormous amount of oregano seeds, arugula seeds, the oak leaf lettuce, and I think I have 3 or 4 of these, guys. Yes, exactly 4. And then last but not least, I have some French onion breakfast radish. So if you are interested in any of those seeds that I just named off, then my email is down below. And to do this fairly, decent, and in order, if you will email me so that I will know who was the first person to email concerning these shareable seeds, so that I will make sure that I do reach back out to you in order to ship you these seeds, because these seeds are going to be on a first come, first serve basis in order to keep it fair and concise here. So let's move along to seed companies that I use. So the seed companies that I use, of course, I think you probably saw from me just holding up seeds. I use a lot from Baker Creek because I haven't had a problem with their germination rate. Their germination rate is always awesome. I also use the Okra Lady. She's found on the Etsy website. And the Okra Lady is always good and prompt at sending you your seeds. And I have not had a problem with germination as well from her. And the Dollar Seed Company. Now, this is a one, guys, that is exceptional to me, and I will always order from Dollar Seed because their focus is on feeding the homeless. They provide a lot of seeds out to a lot of companies to grow them and to feed the hungry and the needy around the world. So I like their mission. I like what this company stands for, so I will always support this company. And then some more seed companies that I do buy from is what was it? Let me find it here, guys. I told you Dollar Seed. Dixie Dale Farms. This is my first year ordering from them, but they did have an awesome sale on their onion set. So instead of planting my onion from seeds this year, I'm going to try to do it from the starts or the sets that they will be sending out. And it's called a short day sampler onion set. So I'm going to try them out, and I will keep you informed and let you know how they turned out. Then another one that I found, I was looking, as I told you, I was looking to grow for intentional growth this year. And so another one that I found online was called Seed for the South, or Seeds for the South. And that's because their seeds were mainly geared, or their focal point was for seeds that are grown in the South. So that's why, and we live in the South here in Zone 8B, Alabama. And so I wanted to see how their seeds would do. So I did order from them this year. And I also ordered from another company by the name of Southern Exposure Seed Exchange. So, and again, those seeds are seeds that are geared for our particular area here in the South. And then another person or another company that I order from is called Jera's Garden, because she has a lot of unique seeds. So I do order from her, and she does ship out promptly. And I love that about that particular company as well. So those are some of the seed companies that I do order from. And I've had success all along the way. And then I was looking at, I think she's called T-Nog on YouTube, but her YouTube official name is the Louisiana Gardener, and she did a segment about the Dollar Seed Company seeds, guys. I mean, not the Dollar Seed Companies, but the Dollar Tree seeds. So she motivated me to just go to the Dollar Tree. So I went to one of my local Dollar Trees here, and I will show you exactly what I found. Hold on, guys. Let me grab those seeds. Okay, guys, I am back, and I think I went a little bit overboard when I went into the Dollar Tree, because I found zinnia seeds there, snapdragon seeds, the bachelor's button seeds, tomato seeds, of course, more onions, all types of peppers, the hot peppers. This one is the Spanish variety long thin cayenne. This one is the habanero. the Grand Bell mix, and the California Wonder. And also, guys, I found these cute little, it's called some kind of rockets, but it's these. And they were in the Dollar Tree, and I thought that they were so unique, so I got a couple of those. This one is the basil one, and I'm going to try these out. This one is called the Flower Rocket. That's another one. And then I found these little cups. This one is the Daisy Cup. And then a tomato cup. So, don't sleep on the Dollar Tree, guys, because they have a lot. Especially if you are just starting out and you don't want to spend a lot of money into your garden, or you want to see how you're going to do as a new gardener. That's the ticket right there, right? So then, now let's discuss some of my experiments, because I always have to find an experiment to do, guys. So someone gifted me this. It's called Spade to Fork. And it's a whole home garden, organic garden gift set. And inside of this box are these booklets to get you started. And then what I thought was very awesome is it's a whole bunch of seeds here, guys, in these containers, if you could see that. So in this little capsule are jalapeno peppers, green onion, cherry tomatoes, Marzano tomatoes, and cilantro. So that's a whole little garden mix. And then it has the little picks to tell you which each one is after you plant them in. So I thought that that was so nice. Such a nice gift. And then, of course, the experiments for me would be here in this container that I'm trying out, guys. I'm going to do some roselle this year, which will be an experiment because I've never grown roselle, but I saw a lot of people making different drinks and concoctions from roselle, so I'm willing to try that. I'm very excited to try that this year. And stevia, because I want to do other sweeteners besides what we're doing. We need some sweetener substitutes here in my household, so I'm going to grow stevia so that we can have our own sweetener. And then one that Lead Farmer 73 talked about, I think it was last year, is the goji berry. And I'm going to experiment with that one. I don't know if you follow him. His name is Lead 73 on YouTube. Very interesting and very knowledgeable guy that grows a lot of fruit trees. And then moringa. Moringa has so many uses until I cannot believe that I was sleeping on this particular plant. So I need this plant in my arsenal, moringa. Okay, guys. So as we end today, if you are interested, again, in any of the seeds that I showed, the shareable seeds, then do email me and let me know. You will find my email down below this particular video. And again, guys, I have enjoyed talking to you once again. And be well. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. See you on the next video, guys.